The Power Moms Network, empowering moms to lift the world. Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of Power Moms. I'm your host, producer Jaime, founder of the Power Moms Network, and today I'm going to explore manifesting your destiny on a new path with today's Power Moms, Michelle Hayward and Shannon Murphy from CartDrop. This episode is brought to you by my podcast production house and consultancy firm, Flintstone Media. Listen in and let me introduce you to Michelle and Shannon from CartDrop. But first, I want to share a little something from my grab bag. So just a quick community update for you today. On PowerMomsNetwork.com, you can now take a peek at our community kit, which is just a bunch of information about all the different ways that you can get involved in our community and connect with other Power Moms. And we are truly building something big here. So to list our different roles and means of involvement for you real quick, you can, number 1, be a voice on the network like I am right now. So you can be a guest on this show, the Power Moms Podcast, a flagship show of the network. You can be a host on the network with a brand new show, or you can become an ongoing content contributor, which means joining in on one of our shows on a regular basis. And by doing so, you're going to add value for our audience and gain extra exposure for yourself. So you can be a voice on the network. Alternatively, you can also become a partner brand. So if you have an existing podcast, well, it can become a partner show. Or you can get your brand in front of our audiences as a sponsor. And there are several different ways to do just that. And also becoming a partner brand of any sort, whether it's a partner show or a sponsor, brings a whole bunch of extra perks for you and exposure for your brand to our audiences and community. Plus, last but not least, there are a few other levels of involvement. So you can be a voice on the network, you can be a partner brand, or you can also be a general member. And guess what? That is completely free. And you'll get our newsletter, and our newsletter is going to be, it's not rolled out yet, but it's going to be chock full of lots of Power Moms info, inspirational stuff, and tips so you can be a Power Mom or elevate your Power Mom path. So we'll be introducing a paid membership option in the future that will have a very small price point with other very big benefits. But for now and forever, we will always offer a free general membership. And all you have to do is quickly go to PowerMomsNetwork.com. There are 2 different buttons. One is big. That is to fill out a longer form if you really, truly want to get involved. Or there's a smaller button, and you can fill out just your name and your email address to get on the mailing list and get that newsletter. And again, that's free. You can also become a member of our advisory board. And in the future, we will also have an executive board. So the advisory board is really just going to be our key group of members who from the very beginning, because we're still in pre-launch, so who from the very beginning are going to be helping to guide this ship and really define the parameters and purpose of this community and how it's going to fully roll out when it does launch. So that's the advisory board, and that's going to be ongoing. And then in the very near future, we'll have an executive board. So you have a higher chance of being part of the executive board, which will be a very small group with a ton of benefits. So you have a better chance of being part of that if you first volunteer to be part of the advisory board. So you can become that, or in the future, we'll also, I don't want to limit you. You can also become a brand ambassador. So I'll share more information on brand ambassadorships when we know exactly what that means. And that won't be until we start rolling out our paid memberships anyway. So that's going to be also in the future. So one more time, a voice on network, a partner brand, or just some other levels of involvement. So lots of different things for you to choose from and look into. And you can go check out our community kit right now at PowerMomsNetwork.com. And I have been having already some amazing conversations with fellow Power Moms who are excited to get involved in the future with some of these different key roles. So if you want to have a leadership role in our Power Moms community, head to PowerMomsNetwork.com today. Check out our community kit and fill out the form to be in touch. All right. Next is my conversation long-awaited with Michelle Hayward and Shannon Murphy from CartDrop, who learned what they needed to learn in order to do what they needed to do. Now, as a reminder, I recorded this at Mom 2.0 in May in the middle of their vendor area. It was full of energy, full of awesome moms. It was so cool. And yes, you are once again about to hear my high-pitched, I'm very excited, Jaime voice as I interviewed them, because Michelle and Shannon were vendors there at Mom 2.0. And once I heard their story, I was like, oh my gosh, they are such power moms. They teamed up to create a new app that not only provided a life solution for themselves, but also for other super busy moms. And that makes them power moms. So let's hear from Michelle and Shannon. Well, I am here today with Michelle and Shannon of CartDrop, who I just got to meet at the Mom 2.0 Summit. And this is a really, really cool thing because they have taken their superpower of motherhood and parlayed it into filling a need for the rest of us moms out here trying to do something crazy with ourselves. So, Michelle, you were just explaining to me what CartDrop is. Please explain what CartDrop is.
We designed and built CartDrop to be mom's ally, particularly around grocery shopping. So if we can free mom from the invisible work of having to make lists over and over again, 37 lists, sticky notes, photos, etc., we think we can give her back 20 to 45 minutes a week.
Oh my gosh, and how much would we all like that and appreciate that? Okay, so Shannon, I understand this was inspired by you as well. So tell us a little bit where this idea came from. How crazy was your old life that you had 20,000 tabs open?
I had 20,000 tabs open in my brain, but absolutely, it was inspired actually by a moment that I had during the pandemic when my nanny sent me a text from across the house and said, "You're out of peanut butter." And my 3-year-old...
There's so much about that sentence that I love.
And my 3-year-old was having a full meltdown because he could not have a peanut butter and jelly. And
world is about to end.
It actually was maybe at that time. And
that's true. It was the pandemic.
And the peanut butter really just set me over the edge. And I thought, I'm very good at a lot of things. Why can't I get the peanut butter to my house when I need it? And remember to put it on that list and actually get it taken care of and buy it.
Oh my gosh.
And CartDrop was born.
So there's a sign over here. I know my listeners can't see it, but it says, got 200 tabs open in your brain. And I know right now as I read that, my lead technical producer, George, is laughing because I always have 1 million tabs open in my browser. So how does this help women become more efficient? How do you hope women use this?
So we are excited about some of the features in the app that really help women become more efficient because for the first time you can actually take a list that's designed around your life and what you need. So instead of thinking about a list as something you think about with a retailer, this list is really about your life. So you're thinking to yourself, like, I need to get kids snacks for the week, or I'm responsible for kids soccer snacks for the next 3 weeks, etc. You can create that list and you can invite other moms to that list. You can invite your spouse, partner, husband, wife. You can invite your kids to participate in list making so that everybody's helping to remember and everybody's a little bit more accountable for what ends up in the household. Yeah.
So this is making me giggle also because if there's one thing I know for, it's lists. I have lists for my lists and my lists are making other lists just for my lists, okay? It's just ridiculous.
In this moment, yeah.
It is ridiculous. And the other thing that I preach like nobody's business is templates. So these lists are like templates now because they're one and done. You can take that thing that you do over and over and over again, and instead of recreating the wheel, it's there in your pocket in your CartDrop.
I think templates is a great way to think about it, and they will live there forever, and they're always there for you to use over and over and over again. And when you're ready to actually buy those lists, you can add them to your cart and send them to the retailer that you choose.
Well, Michelle and Shannon, you are the epitome of power moms because you are helping the rest of us be power moms. So thank you so much. What's the website?
It is CartDrop.shop.
Awesome. I'll be cart dropping my shop in a minute.
You can find us on the App Store and on Google Play.
Wonderful.
CartDrop. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate it. So thank you again, Michelle and Shannon. It's such a great time meeting you. And there is something that I have in common with them. And I want to highlight that as my power take today. So their motherhood journeys push them into a new trade, app development. And so did mine. Mine pushed me into podcasting. See, in order to reach my goal of independence for myself and flexibility for my family, I started this business, and my business was podcasting, and I had to learn. Well, first of all, there was no learning back then. You learned by doing. There was no information. Literally, I ended up creating a curriculum for the Connecticut School of Broadcasting on podcasting. Like, there was nothing that existed when I started. This was back in 2014. I had to think about it for a second. This was back in 2014, and hardly anyone even knew what a podcast was. So it was this new medium that I wanted to build a business around, and I had to first get people to need and then want a podcast. So similar to Michelle and Shannon's app development and growth journey, similar to how it surely required both of them getting to understand the tech and getting to understand how to create a buzz around an app and all of that to then generate enough demand that could grow their business. Like, similarly to that journey, I felt so kindred with them because I felt like my journey was very similar in those ways, because the impetus for even creating our ventures in the first place was our motherhood. In their case, it was like, well, my kid wants peanut butter. I want peace. How can I get the dang on peanut butter in here so I never run out of it in order to create the eternal peace that I so crave and desire? For me, my baby didn't need a podcast, okay? He didn't need a podcast. He wasn't saying, "Mommy, podcast." No. But he did need a roof over his head. He did need food in his belly, et cetera, et cetera. And ideally, he also needed a mom who was flexible enough to be able to stay home with him when he was sick or show up to his school events and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And I had a need to be an example of creating a life for him that you love. So just like Michelle and Shannon, I learned what I needed to learn, which was a lot. And then I pushed. And my drive, just like Michelle and Shannon, was my son in so many ways. Can you relate? Thanks for joining in today. I hope our conversation helped to inspire you and inform you on your own Power Moms path. Are you going to be figuring out something new so you can manifest your destiny? I want to hear from you. Have you already? Oh my gosh, tell your story. Connect with me and the team at Power Moms by emailing powermoms@flintstonemedia.com and go to powermomsnetwork.com to join our mailing list. Hit those buttons. Join our mailing list. Submit yourself to be a voice on the network. Connect with other Power Moms and just become part of our community so you can parlay your own superpowers into success. Be sure to join us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We're on all three at Power Moms Unite. We look forward to meeting you there. And I look forward to helping you fix your podcast if you have one. So I do workshops on podcasting, whether you're launching or you want to level up your show. So go to toppodcastworkshop.com to learn more and sign up so you can hang out with me and talk podcasting. It's producer Jaime signing off for now. Remember, you are a power mom. So let's parlay your parenthood superpowers into success.